jump grids. There are so many jump grids out there that even if you touch on just a few of them, dogs and handlers both benefit from them. This first jump grid that you're going to see is what I call a parallel offset jump grid. It's 6 jumps in a row, but you could get away with 5 and maybe even 4. But the process of learning how to move through a jump grid as a handler is really, really beneficial because it forces us to go left, right, left, right, left, right. And this is all about handler timing and figuring out when and how to move to help your dog. So when he takes an off-course jump or he goes wide on the jump bend, on the bend to come back through, that is all on me. That is 100% on my handler training. So I'm starting out with a front cross grid, and my timing here is pretty good. It's very important that you rotate your shoulders and take a step towards the next obstacle. Now I'm going to do blind cross. The blind cross definitely sends him a little bit wider, a little bit longer, because the blind cross does not help much with turning. And I'll show you some of those a little bit later that we messed up on. So went a little wide there. It's because my timing's getting off. But if I turn too early, he may also turn off the jump. And here are some rear crosses. His rear crosses are pretty good. As soon as he looks at the bar, I step and then rotate my shoulders for the next direction. Here's blind cross again. You're going to see some mistakes here. Okay, so no mistakes on this one, but it was a little wide. Oh, there's the mistake at the very, very end. And this one, look how late I am. And he took the off-course jump. So I was not only late, but I stepped backwards instead of forward. You got wide there, and then I failed to turn. And then I turned too soon. So this is all about handler training. There's a little throwback there, and then a throwback, and then I get lost in the throwback. So I started doing throwbacks there towards the end. The blind cross one was definitely the hardest for him. Grab the off-course jump again. I'm going to show you one way that you can help your dogs. So here I'm going to just walk through it. When you are helping your dogs learn how to do these jump grids, sometimes you need to reward the landing that they do. Sometimes you need to reward coming into you, the convergence that they do. But it really depends. But if they know how to jump, then some of these are really easy for them if they understand their moves. And you may just need to go back and work just the specific move. So most of the time we're looking at handler training when we are working on jump grids, but sometimes we are working on dog training. So the dog has to have some skills. If they've never done a backside, then you definitely want to do that outside of a jump grid. If they've never done a throttle wrap or a throttle slice, then you definitely want to train those independent of the grid, but then try and bring them back onto the grid. Yeah! So this type of a grid really helps with handler training. So I'm gonna help him by just walking towards the backside, giving him a hand signal, looking where I want him to go, and then dropping a cookie right on the landing. And the cookie needs to be big and visible and timely. So here's another variation of the front cross. As soon as I send, I rotate, showing him the next correct direction. Reward nicely at the end. These are backside sends or backside wraps. So my hand stays with the dog if they struggle. This is a throttle wrap. So different ways to do the throttle wrap. I'm doing it with my offhand, although my dog's shoulder is straight to the direction that I want my dog to go. This is my daughter's young dog, Jack, and this is his very first time on a grid. Emma's doing a nice job of rotating and also keeping that hand out to cue Jack until he commits. And here are some blinds. I turned the volume off because he's so loud. There, she had to help him a little bit. And here's rear cross. She only does a couple of these. So you've got your front cross, your blind cross, and your rear cross. And then she does a backside send. No, so right there, he didn't grab it. So she stayed with the jump, and she just kept pointing to where she wanted, talking to him the whole time. And then she's going to do another variation on the throttle wrap. So this way she is facing him the whole time. This is a little bit easier because she never takes her attention off of him and can help with the throttle wrap. But this one, she's going to do a blind on him and grab him. Now she likes to use her onside hand for this, whereas I use my offhand. So just different ways to train the same thing.